Hello and welcome to Formula One Zone. In this video, we will look at 10 expensive things owned by Lewis Hamilton. But before that, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. For those unfamiliar with Lewis Hamilton, he is a British Formula One champion who drives for the Mercedes AMG Petronas team. He's won the World Championship multiple times in his career as a racer, and he's got the money to show for it. The amount of money this guy makes each year is just incredible. I get that driving at hundreds of kilometers per hour is a risky job. It would be the best if you were well compensated for making it worthwhile. Still, that dangerous money, plus the sponsorship pay, the championship pay, and the product pushing pay, Hamilton makes more money in a year than we will most likely make in a lifetime. As a British racer, he earns about £30 million per year, which translates to over $50 million per year when you factor in his pay and commercial activities. So let's watch how he spends his colossal Scrooge McDuck fortune. He spends a lot of money on everything from jets to automobiles to ladies. Let's get into it. Number 10, Bombardier 605 Challenger jet, $16.5 million. Alright, in this circumstance, I have to be fair to Hamilton. A $16.5 million plane is actually on the low end of the price range for a, wait, that's right, that's supposed to be £16.5 million. So it's a lot more than $20 million. Don't get me wrong, it's a beautiful jet. I'd instead save $1 million and fly first class on a regular basis, but that's just me. But if you have so many of your own houses in different parts of the world, I suppose it would be much easier to get to each one with your own private plane. Number 9, $18 million London mansion. Let's have a look at this in more detail. This is significant in terms of how one spends their money. So Hamilton gets a multi-million-dollar private jet, and then he gets a teeny tiny mansion in London for only a few $1,000,000 more than the jet. That doesn't make much sense to me. Simply take someone else's plane to your desired destination and spend more money on attractive vehicles. That makes more sense to me, but I suppose it doesn't matter how you spend your money when you're worth over $130 million. Many of you, I'm sure, wish you had enough money to buy a private aircraft, a lot of houses, and a bunch of cars, so either keep dreaming or get behind the wheel. Number 8, Monaco apartment. So let's keep track of this. In London, Lewis Hamilton has a multi-million-dollar property. He owns a multi-million-dollar investment in the Granada hotel construction. He owns a New York work apartment worth at least a couple of $1 million. He currently spends most of his free time in his opulent Monaco apartment. After all, why not? He already spends much too time racing in Monaco. After he wins, he might as well have a lovely apartment to return home to and party in. I'm not clear why he lives in a high-rise apartment rather than on a yacht in the harbour, but there it is. In an F1 car, he might be able to endure breakneck speeds, but he won't be able to handle the pounding of the waves in a boat. But wait, there's more! There was that time he lost the Grand Prix there and spent the rest of the day on a fancy yacht with Bella Hadid. Fancy, isn't it? Number 7, Mercedes AMG SLS Black. This is, without a doubt, my favourite Mercedes-Benz of all time. To be honest, I prefer the SLS Hybrid. I just like this red colour better than the safety jacket colour of the electric SLS. In any case, the SLS is regarded as the greatest automobile in the world, according to a former Top Gear host, James May, who noted that it's more powerful than a Ferrari 458, just a little bit noisier than a Lamborghini, and it's considerably more fun than the 911 RS GT Turbo 3S. That's some pretty high praise. To be fair to Hamilton, this is one of the less expensive automobiles he's ever purchased. So far, everything has been in the millions. This bad boy has a price tag of $500,000. Only $500,000, people. He either loved the style of it or was trying to save the money when he purchased it. Number 6, NBA Finals. So this may not appear to be a significant deal. What difference does it make if Hamilton watched the NBA Finals with another super rich athlete? Well, it's because of the ticket prices. I only want to give you an example. A pair of courtside seats to the same game that these two sportsmen are attending sold for $133,000 each. Now, I'm almost sure that these men didn't spend a lot of money on their tickets, but that said, give you an indication that they paid a lot of money to see the game from the seats that they did. I'm guessing they think these NBA tickets are no more expensive than a cover charge at a bar for someone who pays $10 or $15 to see a lousy indie band. Number 5, McLaren P1. It's incredible how much money Lewis Hamilton has spent on automobiles alone, hundreds of millions of dollars. They begin at over $1 million and reach around $3.5 million. I can't get over how insane it is that Hamilton makes so much money simply by driving around a track at high speeds. That being said, I wouldn't undertake the same work for that money because I'm sure I'd wind up in a blaze and either dead or handicapped. So kudos to him for being able to accomplish that. Number 4, Rita Ora and a slew of other models and celebrities. Okay gentlemen, get prepared to be a little envious. It should come as no surprise that a lot of money can purchase many things. I'm not saying that all of the women Hamilton has dated were there just for the money, considering several had equivalent of greater salaries than he does. But, well, take a look at the list. Danielle Lloyd, Jodie Amar, Lotte Hintzer, Vivian Bookhart, Nicole Scherzinger, Rihanna, Rita Ora, Barbara Palvin, Winnie Harlow, and even Sophia Richie are among the celebrities that have been on the show. Sure, this is over time, albeit the last few were pretty much after the other, but it does demonstrate that Hamilton has a distinct dating profile. Number 3, Prince Golden's Fender Strat. Hamilton is either a huge Prince fan or a fan of lovely gold-looking items that he'll never use. Do you have any clue how much Hamilton shelled out for Prince's iconic guitar? Just think about how much you think it cost. He paid almost $100,000 for this Fender Strat. Sorry, I know Prince is widely regarded as one of the greatest guitarists of all time, but how much do you believe he paid for the Fender, assuming it wasn't originally a gift from Fender? The cost production Fender now available costs less than $20,000, which is still far too much for a guitar. Number 2, Pagani Zonda 760 LH. The Pagani Zonda the Pagani Zonda. I like Pagani, and I understand that the spoiler helps with the stability and downforce on the car when travelling at high speeds, but I believe there is a better reason for it being called a spoiler, maybe because it makes a car a little unattractive. Again, I wouldn't tell Hamilton that because I don't want him to think he paid $3 million for a bizarre, somewhat unattractive supercar. And who am I to judge what individuals do with their tens of millions of dollars when I don't even have $1 million to spend on a car? I hire automobiles when I need them, so I'm envious of Hamilton's capacity to own so many. I'm guessing a number of you are feeling the same way. Number 1, MV Augusta Dragster F4 LH44. This is a one-of-a-kind custom bike named after Lewis Hamilton. That's what the LH44 stands for in the name of the bike. And this isn't the first of these MV Augusta motorcycles that Lewis has worked on. This is the only most recent example. The older RR LH44 fetched a little under $40,000 in an auction. This is the newest model, which I pledged to show off so that he can spend even more money and possibly make even more if he gets any scratch from assisting with design costs $60,000. Although it is a less expensive vehicle than some of the others on Lewis's list, it is still more than I will ever pay for a car in my life. Thank you for watching our video on 10 expensive things owned by Formula 1 millionaire Lewis Hamilton. Please give it a like to support the ongoing series, leave a comment if you believe I missed anything, and subscribe for more videos like this coming this year.